Hi again, everybody. Here's a continuation of what we started in the other video. We're going to kick it up just a little notch here um, and go over a few more terms. And in case you were wondering, yes, Twizzlers is still completely engulfed in my arms, and it is a little challenging, but I promise I will make it through and help you guys out. All right. So a couple of more terms here that we just want to cover are collinear and noncollinear, and they mean exactly what they sound like. If you think of the word linear, you think of like a line. Collinear just means on the same line. So if you have any points that are lying on the same line, we call them collinear. So F and G are collinear. F and H are collinear. Technically, G and H are collinear as well. It's just we didn't draw that particular line. Non-collinear would be if I listed all 3 points, right? G, F, and H are not all on the same line. So those would be non-collinear. Same idea with planar and noncoplanar. Planar, if you think about the word that's inside there, plane, right? So coplanar means on the same plane, and of course non-coplanar would mean not on the same plane. So if you're looking closely at this plane here, we have W, X, and Y all kind of on this representation of the plane, but this point Z is kind of like on the line that pokes through that plane. So if you think about a piece of paper and you literally stick a pencil right through the piece of paper, the tip of the pencil, even though this goes on forever, but you get the idea, would not be on the plane. Okay. These points are on the plane. Everything you drew on the paper is on the plane, but the pencil eraser and the pencil tip and all the things in between, except for where it actually crosses, would be considered not on that plane. So points W, X, Y, and Z would not all be on the same plane. However, points W, X, and Y would be on the same plane. So coplanar, and then all four together would be non-coplanar. So that's the idea. So the wording sort of gives away what it is, but it still helps to see the visual to make sense of it. So let's look at the examples here. Okay. So here's our picture with lots of stuff on it. We got lines, we got things going through. We have a plane, obviously. So we want to name 3 collinear points. So literally just pick any 3 points that are on the same line. And you have a few options here. My eyes are just drawn to this one first. So I'm just going to list points A, P, and B. 3 collinear points. You could have said CPD. You could have said JDK. All of that would have been fine. Notice I didn't use R, like we said in the other video. This is not a point. It is a name for the plane itself as one option of naming the plane. Okay. If I want 3 non-collinear points, well, I can pick any 2, right? So let's just do the A and the P again, and then just find a point that's not on that same line. So I don't know. How about C? Right? You could have done APD. You could have done APJ, APK. You could have done CPB, right? You have all sorts of options of points that aren't actually on the same line. Okay, and all of those would be acceptable. By the way, I'm just listing one example. 4 coplanar. So again, kind of like the example we looked at up here, we're looking for points that are all on the same plane. Come on, just give me a break here. Okay, 4 coplanar points. So A, P, and B are all definitely on the same plane because they were all on that same line, but now I just got to pick one more. So how about C? So all 4 of those are on plane R. Okay, again, there's multiple options. Non-coplanar, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pick A, P. Let's pick points that are on this line that are kind of like disconnected to the plane. Like it goes through the plane here, but J and K are definitely on a different plane as A and P. So J and K. Okay, this one could be a little tricky because if you pick collinear points, you can actually make multiple planes on those collinear points. So I could have picked A, P, and B, and then J, right? And then that would have been a different scenario. The problem is those actually would have a different plane that could go through. It's just hard to see because you'd sort of have to draw, you know, kind of have to draw another plane kind of going through the plane, okay, which is a little hard to see. But you can almost imagine if you took a piece of paper and sliced it through another piece of paper, you'd have a plane intersecting another plane. An easier example would be just look at the two walls in the room where they connect. Okay, the front wall and the side wall, they would connect. Right? If I were to try to draw it like this, you know, something like this. Maybe that's not the front and the side, but maybe it's the back wall. But you have a wall and you have another wall. They connect here. That'd be like what I was trying to draw here. Okay, just on an angle. So if you're trying to pick non-coplanar points, try to imagine that there's no plane whatsoever that could be drawn through them. So that's why I picked AP with J and then K, because that would be two completely different planes. Okay, two lines that intersect line CD. So here's line CD. Well, line AB intersects. So AB with the little double arrowheads on top. That's one. And then so CD also hits line JK. Line JK. And again, if you go back to the other video and the notes, you'll see there's multiple ways to name. Well, let me just refocus. There's multiple ways to name the line. So you have a few different ways you can get this one correct still. You know, if you switch the B and the A, the K and the J, maybe you use point D in there, all that would have been fine. But you just needed to list two lines that intersect this line. And then lastly, the intersection of line JK, which is this one, with the plane R. So where does the line actually cross through the plane? Okay, it looks like it crosses through at simply point D. Okay, and you could just say point D. And by the way, Twizzlers decided to really get up nice and close for this last example. Oh my goodness. Total like eclipse right now. Oh, now she's just sitting on the paper. Okay, that's helpful. Good thing I just finished. So anyway, that should be enough to get you through. And please be sure and let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys later.